Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. On September 1st, 2023, the defendant, Brian C. Kohberger, filed a response entitled, Response to State's Notice of Intent Not to Cross-Examine Defense Witnesses, District Court Decision, and records regarding the explanation of its contact with a defense witness. Now, if you have been listening to our prior episodes of the Indie Zone, and I hope that you have been and will continue to, we covered this state filing several episodes ago, so please do listen to that if you have not already. The sole matter, for all intents and purposes, that Mr. Kohberger is focusing on here in his September 1st, 2023 filing is based on Exhibit A, which was a ruling or parts of a ruling attached to the state's motion that came out of a sister district court in Idaho, Whitney County, that the state is arguing is very similar to what is before the court here on the defendant's third motion to compel, which was what the hearing at issue was here, and that because there was a ruling denying what the party was seeking in that other case, that judge should be persuaded to rule against Mr. Kohberger here. Mr. Kohberger has an entirely different view of the records out of Whitney County. He states that what is before this court on the third motion to compel is very different than what was before the court in Whitney County. There, the party was seeking a database. Mr. Kohberger states here that he is not seeking a database. He is seeking some very specific items that appear to be relevant to his case, at least in my opinion. What Mr. Kohberger says here in this filing is that this court, that's Judge, is asked to decide something different. What Mr. Kohberger is looking for is the SNP profile created on behalf of the state of Idaho and the genetic genealogy process used by the state to lead them to Mr. Kohberger. They then go on to state words to the effect that law enforcement may have or did use improper means. And so there's appears to be a Fourth Amendment issue here, going in and obtaining genetic information without consent. At least that's my view of what a future argument may be regarding the manner in which the sheath, which was found on the bed in Madison Mogan's room at 1122 King Road, which was then sent, as we understand and we covered in prior episodes of the Indie Zone, was first sent to the Idaho State Police Forensics Lab in Meridian, and that no match was found there, so it was sent elsewhere. There may be a Fourth Amendment issue that's raised here to keep this evidence out of the case. That's at least my opinion from the records that we have seen thus far. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone. I want to thank you very much for joining us here today.